Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for Sunday, March 20th, 2016. Alright guys, it is a 4-game slate. I'm just doing a real fast video because it'll take time to upload and get to you guys. You probably only have an hour to see this, but that's important for a reason, because last-minute injuries and lineup blocks on a short slate like today are going to be the key thing to differentiate your lineup from anyone else's. Now, you guys know we had an early slate today. I didn't recommend anyone play the early slate, but I wanted to show you what lottery tickets happened. It just went live. You can see my time. It's 1:05. We're going up to here. I only played, and I'll show you what I played. I played 2 slots, and I played a slam going for the top from the tickets. Knowing that if there's a split, you know, they'll have to split the value of the tickets and pay out a decent amount in cash at the top. So that was a strategic kind of play for $2 as well. But, you know, to try to go for it, because I think there'll be splits. And I think the only way to win today, is on a tournament on short slates, because you have so many lottery tickets that get entered in, there will be people that get cushioned and lose. And I'll explain, because I could be one of those cushioners at the bottom. But look for my entry today in the early slate, guys. Everything there is going to be highly owned. This is what happens when you have 2-game slates and 4-game slates. On a 2-game slate, or what is this, 3 games, 2 games? I have 2 games. Yeah, oh boy. 2-game slate, Lowry is 86% owned. Lillard, 86% owned. Oladipo, 72% owned. Fournier, 66% owned. Or DeRozan, sorry. Fournier, 92%. I'm going to skip Joe Johnson there for a second. Aaron Gordon, 43. David Lee, I think you guys can still see that. Yeah, that percentage is coming in at, let's see if you can see Plumlee there at the bottom. I'll have to scroll it up a little. There we go. And you can see him coming in at 29, which is a bit lower, which is kind of nice. There was news that broke on this 10 minutes before that Joe Johnson was going to be able to play. The guy normally puts in 15, 20 minutes for the Raptors. Norman Powell would normally pick up those minutes, and he's not going to today. Look at the ownership by grabbing a last-minute run. 0.4, guys. See that? Now, I don't care win or lose on a chalky slate like this. If I can get someone at 0.4 that actually gives me 20 points and everyone else does pay off, I'll end up at the top. I could actually win, which is really awesome. So watch last-minute news, guys. It is how you differentiate and win or lose big. And like I said, on short slates, you're going to want to go with GPPs. Forget the double-ups and forget the 50-50 lines today. Those are really hard to cash with all the chalk. Instead, go for where there's a lot of cushioning on lottery tickets. Because if my pick does do horrible, let's say he gets a goose egg, my $2 at the bottom there are going to cushion your cash line for winning at the top. This is a show for everyone to win, guys. And that includes taking money from me, too. No problem with it, guys, okay? So on a short slates and 4 games or under always qualifies, enter the cheap GPPs instead of cash. Recently, I'm not saying this is for certain, but recently the cashing lines have been lower because a lot of people have been playing lottery tickets. Maybe that will stop in the future. Maybe they'll readjust. But in, well, the recent past being the last 3 weeks, that's happened every single time it's been a short slate. Okay, so moving on. We did have a win yesterday. I'll show the entries real fast, I suppose. Where there is 281.7. This is the one I gave out on Twitter at the last minute. There were so many last-minute injuries, guys, that it just happened that way. So follow me on Twitter without question at MikeMiller78. I will tweet a last-minute lineup change if I give you guys an optimal cash lineup. I don't know if we're going to have an optimal cash lineup for today. I have a lineup here, and you can run it, but on such a short, chalky slate, it's more like you got to watch the last-minute news and hope someone comes in. And I'll identify a couple picks for you guys real fast to look at. All right, so moving on here, let's go ahead and look at today's lineup that I have set up. We have Rajon Rondo and Jrue Holiday in the point guard. Now, Holiday is the super easy choice, guys. Everyone should have Holiday today if you're playing this 4-game slate. You need to be playing it light, but you have to have Holiday. Where is New Orleans going to score from now that Davis is gone? You have to have Holiday. I triple stack this because your other must-have today is Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson literally takes over the spot that Davis would normally be priced at 10,000 whatever in, and he's at 6,100. I think FanDuel moved him up a touch, real fast there, but it wasn't enough. He's going to be all over the place today, and he's going to have to get points. You want Holiday and Anderson locked in your lineups no matter what. Well, everything else on these short slates you can start to build around. You can see I have, I'll go through the picks. Rajon Rondo, sack against New York. It's a short slate, guys. There is one other pick here in the position that I like, and I'm going to recommend you guys just kind of build your own a little bit today, but Isaiah Thomas here is in a good position against the Sixers. They give up points to the point guard position. He's probably going to run 32, 33, 35 minutes. He'll pay value. It's going to be extremely difficult to get extreme value today. I mean, Paul could just go balls to the wall against the Clippers, and if you don't have Paul, you're going to lose, but the thing is, with Holiday locked in, and then you have Paul, and you're going to have to start compromising somewhere. You can start switching your lineup up. I'm not going to do that right at this second. I'm just going to keep going through what I've chosen for my optimal cash for now. Remember, I'm going to be looking at last-minute changes, guys, and I'll be tweeting it if there's a lineup change that gives me some last-minute value and opens up stuff somewhere. Okay, so we have Rondo and Holiday in the point guard. I have Middleton and Anderson for shot guard. Middleton is kind of an easy choice against Utah. I mean, on a 4-game slate. I mean, we just don't have a lot of choices. James Anderson is your interesting one there. But look at his last stats that he's been playing, guys. And there's a reason for that. And, it all comes down, you can read in the game logs. But if you can get 20 points for 3,600 on a night like tonight, I'm probably going to jump all over it if it can make the rest of my stuff work over. Ben McLemore, we got the news already. He's going to be out again today. So, I mean, it's likely Anderson gets the start again. That's why you want to be looking there. I just think with Davis out, you're going to have to see some extended run from a cheap player there. So I want to take advantage of some value and pick up Alphabet later on down there. Alphabet has just been unreal the times I've recommended him, he's exceeded. The times I haven't recommended him, he's exceeded. His bad games are 45s now instead of 30. It's just, I don't know what's going on with him. The guy is like, the NBA has an anti-doping policy, so I know he's not shooting up, but man, the guy is acting like he's just running on crack every single time he plays. All right, at power forward, we have Favors and Anderson. I already explained Anderson a lot today without Davis. Favors is just your best choice on the board, really. And he's against the Bucks, too. He's in a really favorable spot, again, like he was last night. So you're going to like him to meet value for sure on your floor. And this looks like a cash lineup, even though it's in a GPP, because we feel that's the best way to win a cash line tonight. All right? And then we have Robin Lopez at center. Your obvious choice guy there, and everyone's going to be taking him, is Cousins and trying to fit other stuff around the block. They can do it. You can do it. Robin Lopez goes against Sacramento. They're just bad at defense all around. We've explained that. And for half the price of Cousins, unless you think Cousins is going to get 70 points tonight and, Lopez won't get 35, but I kind of think it's more likely that Lopez can get 35 than Cousins getting 70. That's just an opinion. Let's say Cousins gets 50. Do you think Lopez getting 25 is likely or more? It's like, where do the odds lie? I see Lopez giving you 30 points tonight, and that's a nice value against Cousins near twice the price. Okay, so there's your optimal cash lineup for today. As for the other optimals, a lot of sites won't even put them up for today, so they don't particularly exist. I'm just going to focus real fast on one site you should go over to real fast if you're on this stuff. Go to Daily Fantasy Sports Rankings, and they have an injury news and update article. It's free. Follow this, and also follow Basketball Monster. They're telling you the implications on what happens if certain people play or not, and this gives you, they're even telling you what shows up in their optimizers, same as mine. I have Holiday and I have Anderson, and they mention Thomas, but and then in the comments you'll find people, also mentioning other stuff. But since this is free and this is good information for you guys, go to their website for that and get the injury news information, and go to basketballmonster.com and go to the status updates. Ooh, look at that. Look what we just got. It says Ryan Anderson is out today. Oh my Lord. So basically, we just had Anderson in, and now he's just going to get pulled, and there's going to be more New Orleans value everywhere. Let's do this real fast. Let's show you exactly what happens when we get this news. Okay, so back into FanDuel real fast. We have Anderson in here, right? Anderson's got to go now because Anderson's not playing. So, and it's a simple swap. We can just take Sullinger right up against it. More value will be created in New Orleans. No, I really like G and Holiday now in particular. So this will be the new cash lineup that we're issuing right at this exact second. We'll take Sullinger in there, and the reason why is because I know that his stats against a Philly team that isn't that well, I just know it's a decent pick, so I'm not particularly worried. But look at those minutes. They weren't that good. I mean, we might try to find something a little bit better. You might look for something on Twitter real fast. But this is how you handle last-minute lineup changes real fast, guys. Now that Ryan Anderson is out, and we got to be looking at other New Orleans possible plays. I mean, there's got to be some people down at the bottom that are really going to be... I never heard of this guy Stokes before, but... Came over the trade on any game log at all? Nothing, no. It's just too risky for DFS guys on that unless you want to run a lot of... Cunningham. Look at that minute run. And this could be a really nice play, guys. Okay, let's drop in Cunningham. Okay, and now let's see where we can upgrade. Because that's the whole point of how you do these things, how you build the best lineups you possibly can. And it's like... Look at that. We can get Chris Paul now against a really, really depleted New Orleans team. Is he going to do us well? Is he going to do better than Rondo? I don't know. You could give us one of those 50-pointers now. I mean, there was not going to be much defense there. But then again, I mean, it could turn into a blowout, and that could hurt us. Might want to stick there. Maybe find another place to upgrade. Jason Anderson here could go all the way up to... Ooh, you can get Hood now. Let's see, what else do we have? At our center choices, we can't jump all the way to Cousins. I mean, that would be the best way if we could find some additional value somewhere. But, okay, so let's see if that's possible. Let's see if we make the jump all the way to Cousins, guys. This is a cash game. And then let's see what it makes us drop down to here to make it fit. Landry. Is Landry getting the start today? Covington is out, I know that. No, he's only had 4 minutes and 12 minutes. Landry won't be a good play there. We could do a half and half, though, somewhere. Maybe there's somewhere else we can save a little money, like up here. And we could take, go Middleton to Hood against the Bucks, which is kind of nice. And then we only have to save 700 now, so... Parker is a 1,200, 1,100. We can leave extra money on the table. That's fine, but you know sometimes it's nice to just make things work nice. Thomas is in a good spot. We can. So now there's only 300 left to go, and this would be for a cash game, guys. Notice that I'm trying to find guys with floors on how. I can't believe we got that news right off the bat like that. Now I was able to pull this. Noel could be in a good spot against Boston, a higher scoring game, and he's been moving up in the price. And again, I mean, Favors is pretty, but I mean, we have to start making some sacrifices in some places, and as long as the points are still sufficient. I would be looking at Jabari Parker too, but let's see what his lines were. Oh, look at that minute run. That minute run's awesome. And against Boston, somewhat higher scoring game, if they can kind of hold in there. We'll run this for cash for now. Okay. Looking at Parker's minutes, those guys, there's always the choice there. It hasn't been pretty in the last couple, even with the minute run against Utah. Good team. Well, let's go this way. All right, save the changes. We're done. Save it to all 7. This is the new cash entry, guys. And can't believe you guys saw how this process occurs. And this is why when it occurs right next to lineup lock, we get all scared and we have to wonder. Okay, so today's new cash lineup, last minute. Point guard, Thomas and Holiday. Shot guard, Hood and Anderson. Small forward, G and Alphabet. Power forward, Noel and Cunningham. And center, Cousins. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed seeing last minute lineup changes, how to deal with them. Be prepared for them again today. It's a very short slate. Be playing light, guys, no matter what you're doing. Short slates are chalky. When you put money in on this, it's almost certainly going to be split at the top. Remember that. And that's all I want you guys to always do. Go out there, have a wonderful day, and go win some money.